Hey, Sassy Stuff, what's up? My name is Molly. I am back this week here with Georgia to talk all things gymnastics. I know you guys loved her solo episode, but I had to come back. This week, we're going to go ahead and highlight Lily Pederson. She is a 4'10", let's just start there, gymnast from Oklahoma. She won the vault title this last weekend at their meet in Georgia. Obviously, for somebody like Simone Biles is also, I believe, 4'10" or 4'11". But for somebody to be so small and compact, to be able to score a 10 on vault is really why I wanted to shout her out, because she's tiny and she's like running full speed and like hitting this apparatus and just floating through the air so perfectly and landing on her feet. It is insane watching this girl vault. Most gymnasts are not very tall. I just want to point out they're not. They're normally shorter than 5'5", 5'6". I mean, you can't be
I don't
super
think
tall in
I've
gym.
ever seen a tall gymnast.
No, I got too tall, so they forced me out. Uh, Pre-college, she was a two-time national championship bars and all around, and she is a four-time DP national team member. And then she's also a two-time Nastia Lucan Cup qualifier. I used to love Nastia Lucan, was obviously like my Olympic like dream girl when I was little, but when she started her cup qualifiers and she even had like a once a year meet for like a compulsory level gymnast. Once she started those, it just was so fun. She brought such a girly aspect to it. So seeing that Lily was able to be a two-time qualifier, amazing. You pretty much had to be top tier to be invited to those meets or to qualify.
Yeah, I mean, I think I could have done it, but I just didn't apply myself.
It's mental, Georgia. It's all
It's
mental.
meant It is. No, but she's very impressive. I mean, I love watching Lily, and I know a lot of people don't really care for vault. Like, they're just like, oh, it's just vault. But it is really impressive to, I think, stick vault. Because I feel like you do wobble. It's normal. I mean, you don't even get to see where you're landing. You kind of are just guessing. And so for her to stick it, I think this is her second week in a row to stick vault. And I mean, I think last time she had a 9.95, she had a 10 this time, right?
Yeah, she's killing it out there. She's also an all-around champion. So, I mean, the fact that she is so specific and so good at this. I mean, and even in her club gymnastics days, she was an uneven bars champion as well. So clearly she's killing it. I don't really know what else to say about this girl other than that she's amazing, and she also competes for literally the best school in the country right now. So, which we'll get into later. Uh, but you know what, Georgia? I just want to shout you out too, really quick, because my gymnast of the week is you after seeing your cartwheel.
I mean, my cartwheel assisted by the couch.
I saw there were two elements that you were cartwheeling with.
Exactly. I used a chair and a couch, and I don't think a lot of other people can say that they use both. So I think I agree. I think I am the gymnast of the week.
Well, I just wanted to shout out you because I gave you a perfect 10. And you know, Florida also had a trio of 10s. So this it's like you guys are family at this point. Um,
Basically, I mean, me and Selena Miranda Harris were basically the same person.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait to see your beam routine next season. Um, they also had They also had a nation season high of 198.625 Friday over Kentucky. Wow. I mean, Florida is a team that has been rocked before, but they came back to rock it this week. They had Danny Ferris, she had a 10 on vault as well. Selena Harris Miranda had a 10 on beam. Let's just kind of pause there for a second. Selena Harris Miranda has had some rough meets with beam. So I feel like this kind of revived her in a way. Um, it was, and maybe it's the fire, because when you start on vault, obviously that fire of getting a 10 kind of like ignites the team, and I think Florida's a team that needed that. And then Leanne Wong also had another 10 on floor. Wow. This is for Florida having so many tens. It's interesting. I think it's because they've fallen off in a couple meets. I feel like they should really be up in that top tier ranking because I feel like every week Selena Harris Miranda is scoring a 10 somewhere. Same with Leanne Wong. This is not her first 10 of the year of the season. So it's it is amazing to me that they're not higher up. However, they have been. I mean, look at that meet with Arkansas that we watched. I mean, it was rocky. They're a team of rockiness here. So I think they genuinely needed that perfect 10 on vault to really get them going through the meet.
I agree. I think they are either going because they're a team. It's truly a team. Like I feel like there's not really they aren't able to make themselves individual in the fact of if one person messes up, it seems like all of them mess up. And so it just kind of trickles down. So then when one person's really good, I feel like they're all really good. Which is it's good to have for a team dynamic, but sometimes you do have to, if one person messes up, that doesn't give you an excuse to also mess up.
Mhm.
What I find really interesting about Selena is that her beam is like that I feel like is her thing. And so for her to have gone a few weeks ago from falling to now getting a 10, it just shows that there's a lot of I feel like uncertainty with Florida where they're either going to be really, really good or they're going to keep making mistakes. So
Yeah, there's like no consistency with this team. I feel like it's a hit or a miss, which sucks because when they're hitting, they are SEC championship contenders, in my opinion. But then, like you just said, it's like when one starts to kind of wobble or fall, it just kind of the whole meet goes to absolute trash for them. And I don't know why. I don't know if maybe they're so close that it's just like when one falls, it really does affect everybody. I don't know. That's what I'm gonna hope for.
one brain, I don't know.
Or just like they're best friends. Like they're together all the time. Like I don't know. They're going through it together, Georgia. Leave Florida
I mean,
alone.
if you fell on beam, I would say, okay, cool, I'll fall on beam too. Might
To
as
make me
well. To make you feel better. Maybe that's what's happening.
For the third time in the program history, number 2 in the country, LSU Gymnastics was named the 2025 SEC regular season champion against Auburn. The LSU Tigers swept all 5 titles. And then Kaylin Keough, my girl Kaylin, oh my God, she's killing it. Scored her first 10 of her collegiate career on vault. There were a lot of 10s this weekend. Oh my goodness. The second consecutive week that an LSU Tiger posted a perfect score. Okay, Kaylin Keough, be my Valentine for next year. Be my girl.
Be my Patty for St. Patty's Day.
Literally, happy St. Patrick. We're filming this on St. Patrick's Day. Honestly, I'm gonna start a program at Texas, and I would love to invite you to participate because this one's on fire. Like she just doesn't stop. I love watching her. I mean, she's probably one of my favorite collegiate gymnasts to be watching right now. And the fact that she just like sweeps it. I don't know how else to say that. I've told you this time and time again about LSU. To me, LSU deserves the number 1 spot. For a while there, they had the top season score. I just, in my opinion, felt like they should have that number 1 spot. I'm happy that they do kind of have that. I know they're sharing it, but obviously Oklahoma swept Georgia on Friday night. Georgia did not get to go to the meet in Georgia. That's okay.
Sorry, guys.
Um, it really probably wasn't. I mean, it was fascinating. It was a big enough score to where it probably would have been fun to watch, but Georgia just was not having a good season this year at all. I Georgia and I have been debating this in our personal lives via text about the fact that because Oklahoma has now been added to the SEC, the spots, the SEC kind of gave they used to give 8 spots total because there were eight SEC teams. Now that there are 9, they are still only giving 8. So one team has to be left out. I don't know how you feel about that, Georgia. To me, I'm indifferent. I'm not loving the fact that Oklahoma and LSU are sharing a spot, if we're being honest. And because they're sharing a spot, to me, shouldn't that mean that all 9 teams should be in the conference if they're sharing the number one spot? Like, make it make sense.
Yeah, I don't understand that. I also don't like kind of, I don't know, I feel like it's disrespectful. These girls put in a lot of work and a lot of time and just absolute, put their bodies through it for the sport. And then to be left out like that is it's just wrong. It's wrong. And yeah, you're right. If Oklahoma and LSU are sharing a spot, then there's no reason that there shouldn't be 9 teams.
Yeah, and I do get curious. I mean, heaven forbid if Texas does start a gymnastics program. That's not even on the docket for them, I don't think. But then there are 10 teams. So what happens then? Like, are we expanding? Are we keeping the same 8? I'm okay with this being really competitive and saying, okay, you know what? Only 4 of our 9 teams are going to make it to this spot of the year. To single out this one team, which is Arkansas, which to me is also not fair because Arkansas has also like, they've upset plenty of teams.
They've upset plenty of teams. They have amazing gymnasts on their team. It makes no sense.
It makes no sense why, like, Georgia or Kentucky would be over Arkansas, in my opinion. I know Arkansas has lost their fair share. However, the fact that they can upset these number 1 and 2 and 3 teams is really upsetting to me that they're not included in this championship ring.
It's wrong. It needs to be changed. They need to fix it.
Yeah, like I said, they've got to figure something else out, and especially like coming up, it's obviously going to be very competitive the next couple meets, as we're moving into these final meets. So it just sucks that Arkansas is not going to be able to participate in that when I feel like they've kind of earned. I feel like they've earned it.
I do too. I mean, you're telling me Jocelyn's not going to be able to compete? She's one of the best gymnasts in the country, and she can't compete. And that's just ridiculous.
Well, let us know what you guys think in the comments about this because we're still kind of trying to figure out. I think the SEC is also still trying to figure out, to be fair. They've just opened up this new spot. But you guys let us know in the comments what you think. Like, subscribe, and share. Follow us on all social media platforms and come back and see us next week for more gymnastics drama.